Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Today we continue on in Wildcard Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Oakland Raiders. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Here we go. 60
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Funches has it complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards that time and a Bills first down.
A gain of 12. First down, Buffalo.
Ready.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Wild 64, weak.
Now back to throw. Catch made by Slayton. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. The first carry now for Tony Pollard, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
You're going to see me and you're not. Come on. Double up. He's got scene 6. Check. Yeah. Crunch. Back.
First down, and it's Pollard again. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On second down, it's Pollard. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Down. 70 in. 54 miles. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Go.
He'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. He's at the 30. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
I'm here all day. You go tight. You got tight.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. And there on the tackle, Shaq Lawson.
Second and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Ito Smith, his first carry. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
This will be fielded at the 8. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
Their own 29-yard line.
Come on.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
He's coming. We got double up.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Second and 15. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. So here's a first and 10 now in Raider territory at the 43. Looking to throw. They'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. That throw good for 4. It's second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Tevin Coleman, 40 yards. And the Bills have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Even. 4 down. Even. Check Mike 40. Check Mike 40.
They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. So no gain on the play. They'll decline the penalty to not give him the down back.
And were you thinking to yourself that maybe they would take the yardage there?
Yeah,
because
possibly.
I definitely was. But as you noted, maybe they're just looking at the downs chart and saying, okay, we're comfortable where we are.
Back to throw. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Go this way.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
So we got man.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Anthony Averett picks it. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. On 2nd down, it's Jacobs, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Tight right. 4 down. Check.
And he's got this one complete to Callaway. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
I got one.
They'll look to throw here. It's brought in by Harris. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down.
44's the mic. 44's the mic. Check. I got you. 44.
They'll look to throw. And Stills bringing it in. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of the guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident and keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd down now, Pollard. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. He may try and run for this. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Ready. 8, read. Check. Walk 54. In your face. Ready, go.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Here we go. 15 line. And go.
They'll drop to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Tyus Bowser, he brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. That's complete to Slayton. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Forced out to his left. He's got Smith here. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Second and 5. This is Coleman with a grab. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll set up a throw. And he's got it. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Hauschka with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Check. Hey. 44.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Incomplete. For Davius White on coverage.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Mike 40. Hey, weapon. Here we go. Hatchet. Hey. Motion. Mike 40.
2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC Wildcard game.
On the go!
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better, probably. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Lorenzo Carter able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. A good pickup. They get 8, but it's third down now.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Just like that. Just like that.
Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lorenzo Carter getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down.
Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play here for the Bills. And even 40 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be 3rd down.
Mike's 54. Mike's 50. Here we go.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Switch it. Out.
They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
At the 7-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Loss of 2 brings up 2nd down at the 13-yard line.
Here we go. Set. Go to base. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Now back to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. Fielded at the 20. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The Bills send the punter out. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And he fields it cleanly. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Let's go, D. Jump.
2nd and 1. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lorenzo Carter. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit. The Raiders on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Right 40. Check. He's coming. Touchdown, defense. Yes, check.
Looking to throw. And he finds Stills, complete. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Check 26.
He'll look to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. He'll drop to throw. This one caught by Davis. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 28. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Back to throw. It's complete. Stills. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a give to Jacobs running right. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And he's caught right at the 10-yard line. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. 25 yards for the touchdown. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. And now the Raiders will face an important 2-point conversion attempt here. They'll look to throw. And they're going to get the 2. It's caught. So they get the conversion. And now we're back to a 1-score game. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
What we got? Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Going to run again here with Pollard. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
We got this. The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion in the field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive. And that absolutely cannot happen. Just a gain of a yard in this situation, you've got to get chunks of yardage. Otherwise, the defense, very happy with what you're doing.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Back to throw. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Jacobs. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards. And 2 big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
On 1st down, Jacobs. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Mike spoke forward. Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball. 44.
He's back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on 4th down.
It's going to be a long day. 44 is the money.
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost them.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves them out there with another chance.
Watch his slant. Watch his slant. Watch 20.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal.
Hey, watch it, watch it. Check my 40. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step up.
They'll drop to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more where it came from.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And we may very well be headed to overtime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They're going to look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he's in. Are you kidding me?
How do you give that up?
One of the most improbable ways to finish a game, and they do win it on the final play. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Hauschka adds the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And losing in this wild card round, they've got something to build on, though, for next year, but I don't know if they want to hear that right now.
Maybe not at the moment, but once they get away from it a little bit and they get into their off-season program, they'll start to talk about that. And I like how you framed it, building blocks, building this program up. And one of my favorite coaches always talks about brick by brick, you build a program. And this is one of those bricks to build them towards the next season where they think they have a chance to advance farther in the playoffs.
So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.